visualization. We'll be seeing the relationship between a student and the 15 other people. The relationship between the student and 15 other people is illustrated as a bar graph, and here it is requested to show the strength and the type of relationship between the student and the corresponding people, since they are measuring the values and measuring the names. The paragraph is a good choice for comparison and presenting the relationship. It's just showing the relationship and the comparison between each person for the student. And the higher stranger, coming to a stranger, it's around 35%. And finally we have our uncle, who is related to a student. It's 105. We have taken the 105 because we have a good relationship with the uncle. And relationship between this 15 and other people shows some fluctuations, but even though where there are some fluctuations, they can easily have a great relationship together. And we took other relations like brother, cousins, and father, friends, grandfather, grandmother, ex-girlfriend, and office colleagues and sisters. On an average, we have a maximum of 105 and the minimum of 35 with a stranger, with the relationship. And we maintain a good relationship with our family members. Here we can see that it shows 105, and it is illustrated in a bar graph to show that the strength and the type of the relationship they have with us. Student and the relations they maintained regularly. We have shown the percentage, strength in the percentage. That means the relationship between the relationship to the student and the family. Coming to the next bubble graph. Bubble graph is given because we can easily identify the relations easily. This is sister and stranger acquaintance. We can see the bubbles, which the higher level bubbles are the big ones, and the relations which are maintained low, those are the small bubbles we have here. And the primary physicians and everyone is included in this data set. We have this is also the sum of the calculated as the sum of the strength in the percentage, and the minimum of 105 and the maximum of 35. I can see some, like we can see some of the images like father, grandfather, and my primary physician's ex-girlfriend. Relationship is also maintained very good, and the relationship between the student and the relations to the stranger has a lot of differences in then maintaining a family relationship. We cannot talk much with a stranger. So finally we have the bubble graph to identify the relationship between the student and the family. Coming to the part 2, Exploratory data analysis is a crucial process performing preliminary investigations to uncover the pattern, spot anomalies, test hypotheses, and check assumptions with the help of summary, statistics, and graphical representations. Data scientists utilize exploratory data analysis to study, investigate datasets, and describe the primary properties. We have three different categories to visualize the data: getting the better understanding, identifying the various patterns, getting a better understanding to problem statement. Here we go with the process of EDA, and we also have the data visualization types, exploratory data analysis, process of EDA. So we can dump our data visualization and so on. We should dump a load of data into a software which we use regularly. So that we can get a different types of univariate analysis, multivariate analysis, displaces bivariant, the EDA bivariant or multivariant analysis is nothing but we use different types of charts like line charts, bar graphs, and the pictorial representations. Different methods we use for the analysis of the data. And in step 4 we'll be discussing the multivariant and missing values, and detect the aberrant and the missing values. Then coming to the 5th step, detecting the outliers by detecting the outliers with a highlighted mode so that we can easily identify. So visualization process is nothing but filtering and processing, refining and cleaning the data to convert into information through analysis, interpretation, context, comparison and research, translation and visual representation, shaping the visual representation by defining the graphical resources and language, context and tone of representation, perception and interpretation. Finally, the visualization becomes very effective when it has a perceptive impact on the construction of knowledge. Visualization is so important in reports and statements. We live in an era of visual information. Visual content plays an important role in very important moment of our lives. A study by Shift Disruptive Learning demonstrated the same, and brains typically do a better job remaining them with along them. The same research has been detected after 3 days analyzed subjects retained between 10 to 20% of written or spoken information compared with 65% of visual information. Graphical excellence is that which gives the viewer the greatest number of ideas in the shortest time with the least ink or in the smallest space. And types of EDA: graphical represent exploratory data analysis, divided into graphical and non-graphical, then subdivided into univariate and multivariate. Univariate shows every observation and